What's happening? I'm going to walk you through a couple of steps here in making a quality AxBattles video. First, let's look at our computer and make sure we get some prerequisite settings set up before we go into the programs. Alright, so this is for Mac users. I'm going to go into Apple and down to System Preferences. Now I'm going to come down here to Sound and go to Input. Then here, you see this is lighting up because it's selected to my internal microphone. I want to switch that to line in. You will put a cable from your guitar. Your guitar cable is a 1/4 inch cable, and if you get a 1/4 to 1/8 inch adapter, then you can plug that into the back of your computer, and the signal will show up in this input level right here. Alright, so now that that's set up, let's go to Garageband and open that up. Everybody's GarageBand is probably a little bit different, but they all work about the same way. So this is a newer version, so it gives me a couple more options. So I'm going to select electric guitar, choose. Other versions of GarageBand will take you right to this screen. Okay, so I'm going to call it AxBattles Videos. Make sure you know where you're saving it, and this information is irrelevant for what we're doing, so you don't have to worry about it. Then I click Create, and now I have a new project in GarageBand. So I'm going to delete this current track just so we can all start on the same page. And I want to go into Track here and go New Track. And normally you'll either get a software instrument or a real instrument option. Like I said, there's a newer version, so I have the electric guitar option as well. Either one will do, real instrument or electric guitar, so I'm going to hit electric guitar, create, and now I'm going to do the Back in Black solo by AC/DC. So I'm going to need some kind of crunchy, riffy tone, and so I'm going to go over here to my options, and it's selected to clean combo right now, so that's not going to work. So let's come down, and royal riffing seems to be appropriate. Normally, obviously, you want to do a sound check and make sure everything's turned on and working and sounds right before you just start recording, but just for the video's sake, it's all good. If you need some options, double click on the amp, and you can control a couple of effects right here if you want a little more reverb, noise gate. Make sure mono input 1 is selected here, and that your monitor is on. Doesn't matter, I'm going to just leave it on, take the feedback protection off. Some people don't even have that option. Another thing to pay close attention to is this recording level. See how it's very low right now? That may not do in giving me a strong enough signal because I don't have a preamp. So I'm going to turn that up a little bit. Like I said, it's really important to do a sound check before you do this, and it doesn't take that much time. So now that I'm back here, I can control my gain, my bass, my mids just by dragging this. Okay? So now, saying that my tone's all set up and I'm ready to rock, I'm going to go into AxBattles and get my backing track. So I'm going to log in, put in my password, enter. Cool, we got the featured battle, Pete the Destroyer rocking here. Now I'm going to go My Profile, and I'm going to start a battle. And I'm thinking High Tide Studios is looking like a chump. So I'm going to select that. Then I go here, select level. I'm going to go Major Label Artist and Back in Black Solo. Okay, so notice that if you change this, the backing track will change as well. I already have the backing track on my computer. If you don't, download, you can just click on this and it'll download to your computer. You can put it in iTunes. Or it'll download right to your desktop depending on your system settings. Okay, so now that I already have that on my iTunes, I'm going to go into iTunes and drag it into GarageBand. Notice how it created a track for itself, and you can see the wavelengths to make sure that everything was successful. Now I'm going to move this down to like measure 5 or 6 in the timeline, so when I start recording I have plenty of time to get set up. Alright, so now that we've done that, I'm going to see, here's the counter. I'm going to move the counter back to measure 1, beat 1. Alright, and then I click back to my track to make sure it's record enabled. Alright, now let's go into iMovie and set that up. I'm going to click this little camera right here to activate. And your built-in camera, whatever's right in front of you, obviously it's gonna pick up your image. I have a couple different computers running right now, so I have to block it off. But it does work. What's up? Anyway, so now that that's set up, I'm going to click Capture and type in Back in Black Solo, just so I keep my stuff organized and know where it's saved. Click Capture, and notice how this says record, and it has a little timer on it now. So this is recording somewhere. Might be a little delayed. Make sure you're all good. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Alright, so now that that's recording, doesn't matter if there's plenty of extra time in the beginning, we can edit this later. So now I'm going to go into Garageband. This is assuming, like I said, we've already done our sound check. I hit R, and I have a metronome here, so I'm going to click that off because I don't want that to interfere. I go back, and now assuming I'm standing in front, I can start jamming as soon as I hear the song. So what I just did is, assuming I played through that whole song, the song would stop, and I would click stop on iMovie to stop recording. Now I'm going to go back into GarageBand here, and like I said, this would be assumed that I played through the whole song, and this would be over. And I would go back here, and I'm going to cut the guitar track. All this excess stuff is just white noise until I started actually playing. So I'm going to go here. Make sure that your track is selected. See, it kind of goes to a darker color. And then I click Command T. And I click away. Click back on this. Delete. So that got rid of all the white noise. I highlight the two tracks together. Bring it back to 1. I can click Return or Enter to bring my counter back to measure 1, beat 1. Now, you would normally listen through it here, adjust the levels, make sure everything went well, and then I would go to Share up top here and send song to iTunes. It'll come down and we'll set up, whatever your normal thing. I'm going to say AxBattles Tester, and this is Shred H2O, and all this stuff doesn't matter. Okay, now here it says AAC. I'm going to switch it to MP3 just for file size sake. Share. Now this is bouncing down to iTunes as we speak, so I'm going to come back over here and go to iMovie. I'm done recording my video. I liked my take, and now if you notice, I have this kind of all the footage right here. I only want this little bit, let's say, so I'm going to click right before I started playing and drag it till the end of the song. Notice you have this yellow box here that highlights the proper footage. Alright, so now that I like that, I'm going to drag that up here into my project timeline. And if you notice, it cuts it exactly to the spot I selected. There's no sound with this because I didn't record, but typically you would have your line input, the guitar without any effects on it. That's what iMovie picked up. Or if you have it set on your external microphone, then it'll just pick up room noise. So that's important in the beginning because we're going to go here to this little musical note, click on that, and this brings up our iTunes library. And I'm going to go down here and pick Shred H2O, the song I just did, and I'm going to drag it into the timeline. Now I could sync up by moving this little MP3 that I just brought in here to match up with the sound on playback coming from the video itself. Once the sound is synced up, I can go here and check out my tools. I'm going to go to Audio Adjustments, and I'm going to turn the volume all the way off. because I only want my MP3 sound coming through. I want to fade in, big fade in, both fade in and fade out, and you know, I got the EQ set on here. I don't really care about the colors, it's okay. So I click done, and now listen back, and you should only have your GarageBand track playing with your iMovie video, and it'll be all synced up. And if that is all good to go, then you can go share, and you can share to iTunes, or you can go right to YouTube. And once you set up a YouTube account, you can just bounce this directly to YouTube. And then we go into YouTube, and let's pull up a YouTube link here, one of my previous battles. We'll go YouTube, and I'm gonna get Back in Black solo. So that's right here. And I'm gonna take this URL up top, I'm gonna copy it, and then I go back into my starter battle, and since I've already recorded this, I can assign a video, and it says YouTube link, paste it in right there, challenge. That's how you do it. So now if you go into pending, you can see I challenged High Tide Studio, and I've assigned my video. Now I'm just waiting for him to get back to me and see what he's got. So anyway, I hope that wasn't too confusing. Like I said, it does take a little bit of getting used to, but once you get it down, it's usually about a 10 to 15 minute process. It also helps if you know the song and you're getting it in a couple takes. Make sure you practice before you start trying to do all this, because if you're messing up a lot, it's going to tire your computer out and probably not going to work out too well. So make sure you practice, get the song down, and then go through these steps. I have it posted online, and you can go through that and the video simultaneously, and hopefully you get the hang of it and create a great battle video, man. I'll vote for you. Take it easy. Talk to you soon.